Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Email me at tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today we're discussing a watch that launched in 2018 to great acclaim. This is the 39mm stainless steel Tudor Black Bay 58, designed to be closer in size and proportion to the Rolex and Tudor Submariners of the 1960s. It's considerably more compact than the standard 41 to 43mm Black Bay collection. So the watch in steel is 39mm in diameter. It is 11.9mm thick, and it's 47.7mm from lug to lug, with a 20mm spacing between the lugs. I'll throw it on my wrist. My wrist is 16 centimeters circumference. It wears nicely. It's flat enough to fit underneath the cuff, and it's narrow enough across the wrist that I can endorse it for a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. It's very comfortable. There are a couple of different strap options. I happen to like the look of this calfskin leather, and it is a sizable piece. You can see just how much leather you get. The shear cut shows you the layers. It's been doubled back on itself at least 3 times. I believe it's either 2 or 4 times, so you're probably looking at 4 times doubled back. It's got to be a multiple of 2. Now, taking a look at the top, it's a lovely suede texture with a monotone stitch. It's a medium brown. On the underside, it is a more conventional calfskin, but also suede. Now, you can see there is a shield-style logo that's built into the deployant clasp. That is a match for the Tudor Shield logo on the dial. You can see that ceramic pin snaps are used inside the clasp to maintain its tight, snappy tolerance. Over the years, you will own it because the steel can never wear down the ceramic pin snap. And you can see it's nicely polished internally, and it has a clamshell lock to keep it secure. The case features a polish on its flank, satination on the lug hoods, and then a bevel that runs down their sides. And that's a tribute to the era when Rolex and Tudor shared cases, and Rolex made cases for both of them, and they would have had the same hand-finished bevels. Well, those are long gone on Rolex watches today, and while these are machine-applied, they're handsome and nostalgic. We have a no-guard profile, much like Tudor subs like the 7922 of the 1950s, or Rolex subs like the 5536. It's a no-guard profile, vintage-inspired, with the mid-1968 and prior Tudor Rose logo on the crown, and you can see the mid-1968 and after Tudor Shield logo on the dial. Now we have here a chapter ring printed in a gilt-style finish. We have a matte dial in black. We have rose gold plated applique indices, not printed, applique, an upscale touch that the originals would not have featured. We have hands at center that are reminiscent not of 1950s Tudor subs, but of the late 60s through mid-70s snowflake watches. The dial is surrounded by a bezel that is 60 click, nice and crisp, and has an anodized aluminum insert in colors that handsomely match the dial tones. You can see there is a luminescent pearl in the bezel. It is useful for timing intervals up to 60 minutes, whether you're diving or simply cooking on the grill. You can see that the second sand is loomed too, a feature I like to see on dive watches. This watch does feature a screw-down crown, 200-meter water resistance, and thanks to the caliber inside, which is MT5402, it has stop seconds. So it has a movement, which is made by a Tudor subsidiary called Kinesi, and the watch has a 70-hour automatic winding power reserve. For shock tolerance, it has a winding rotor bearing, a full balance bridge, and a free sprung balance. For anti-magnetism, it has a silicone hairspring. It is adjusted in 5 positions and certified as a Swiss chronometer. It pivots on 27 joules, and it beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It is a modern, high-tech, long-legged, and exceptionally accurate movement. This timepiece has a lot to offer for wrists both big and small. Collections, too. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.